Chapter 1 of The Carved Lions. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Ilianthe. The Carved Lions by Mary Louisa Molesworth, more commonly known as Mrs Molesworth. Chapter 1. Old Days. It is already a long time since I was a little girl. Sometimes when I look out upon the world and see how many changes have come about, how different many things are from what I can remember them, I could believe that a still longer time had passed since my girlhood than is really the case. Sometimes, on the contrary, the remembrance of things that then happened comes over me so very vividly, so very really, that I can scarcely believe myself to be as old as I am. I can remember things in my little girlhood more clearly than many in later years. This makes me hope that the story, or some part of it, may interest children of to-day, for I know I have not forgotten the feelings I had as a child, and after all, I believe that in a great many ways children are very like each other in their hearts and minds, even though their lives may seem very different and very far apart. The first years of my childhood were very happy, though there were some things in my life which many children would not like at all. My parents were not rich, and the place where we lived was not pretty or pleasant. It was a rather large town in an ugly part of the country, with great tall chimneys giving out black smoke, and streams, once clear sparkling brooks no doubt, whose water was nearly as black as the smoke, made it often difficult to believe in bright blue sky or green grass, or any of the sweet pure country scenes that children love, though perhaps children that have them do not love them as much as those who have not got them do. I think that was the way with me. The country was almost the same as fairyland to me. The peeps I had of it now and then were a delight I could not find words to express. But what matters most to children is not where their home is, but what it is, and our home was a very sweet and loving one, though it was only a rather small and dull house in a dull street. Our father and mother did everything they possibly could to make us happy, and the trial of living at Great Mexington must have been far worse for them than for us, for they had both been accustomed to rich homes when they were young, and father had never expected that he would have to work so hard or in the sort of way he had to do after he lost nearly all his money. When I say us, I mean my brother Haddie and I. Haddie, whose real name was Haddon, was 2 years older than I, and we two were the whole family. My name was, I am going to say, for now, there are so few people to call me by my Christian name that it seems hardly mine. My name is Geraldine. Somehow I never had a short for it, though it is a long name, and Haddie was always Haddie, and Haddon scarcely needs shortening. I think it was because he nearly always called me sister or sis. Haddie was between 10 and 11 years old, and I was 9, when the great change that I am going to tell you about came over our lives. But I must go back a little farther than that, otherwise you would not understand all about us, nor the meaning of the odd title I have chosen for my story. I had no governess, and I did not go to school. My mother taught me herself, partly, I think, to save expense, and partly because she did not like the idea of sending me to even a day school at Great Mexington, for though many of the families there were very rich and had large houses and carriages and horses and beautiful gardens, they were not always very refined. There were good and kind and unselfish people there, as there are everywhere, but there were some who thought more of being rich than of anything else, the sort of people that are called purse-proud, and as children very often take after their parents, my father and mother did not like the idea of my having such children as my companions, children who would look down upon me for being poor, and perhaps treat me unkindly on that account. "When Geraldine is older, she must go to school," my father used to say, "unless by that time our ship comes in and we can afford a governess. But when she is older it will not matter so much, as she will have learnt to value things at their just worth." I did not then understand what he meant, but I have never forgotten the words. I was a very simple child. It never entered my head that there was anything
Sample complete. Ready to continue?